you may have heard a little birdie saying that President Trump signed an executive order rescheduling marijuana from a Schedule 1 to a Schedule 3 controlled substance. So, it's from no medical use to Schedule 3. It's a big rethink of marijuana, a history that in this country extends back to its arrival with Mexican immigrants in the early 20th century, and its introduction, and then the war on drugs and putting people in jail for 20 years for using it, sort of thing. This is a big change. By the way, this does not decriminalize marijuana at the federal level. Let me make that clear. However, a couple governors in some states have said it's a lot easier to make the case for it to be legalized at the state level. I wrote in the newsletter, Kentucky and Pennsylvania particularly are looking at legalizing it and opening dispensaries and things like that. But being a Schedule 3 controlled substance does open up a lot of new research opportunities. It also opens up other federal funding options, different things like that, in order to continue to research it and find different uses for it. So it's definitely an opening. It's not insignificant. While it wouldn't legitimize state marijuana programs in the eyes of the federal government, the decision by a Republican president to loosen longstanding cannabis laws and recognize its medical benefits could embolden on-the-fence legislators at the state level, who may see it as a signal that the politics of the issue are shifting and there's a lower risk of federal enforcement action. In Pennsylvania, for example, bipartisan lawmakers who've been working to enact adult use legalization over recent sessions without success so far say Trump's rescheduling action could grease the wheels in the new year. Quote, I think having President Trump in particular sign this executive order really gives permission for a lot of Republican lawmakers who may have been reticent about actually admitting they supported it some cover to be able to actually support it, unquote. Representative Emily Kincaid, Democrat, said, I'm even more optimistic than I was that we're going to get legalization of recreational cannabis done in Pennsylvania in 2026. The executive action, quote, reflects the support that we see broadly in the nation, that overwhelmingly people support legalization of marijuana, and it's bipartisan, Kincaid told CBS Pittsburgh. There isn't much in which I agree with President Trump, but rescheduling cannabis is long overdue, she said separately in a press release. In 2026, Pennsylvania needs to join every other state in the northeastern United States and legalize adult recreational use for revenue, for jobs, for justice. Representative Abby Major, a Republican who's sponsoring a legislation bill with Kincaid, said she works forward to building off the momentum of rescheduling by working with my colleagues in the House and Senate to deliver what 74% of Pennsylvanians want, adult use cannabis. We've seen the clearest indication from the White House today that Republicans can lead on cannabis, and it's a really cool, a really cool moment. So it's a powerful thing to kind of watch happen, and I think it is true.